you and your business.
And the business is for the girls. And the business is so that I can pay for them to go to school. That is why I'm doing this. That's why I make cards for Destiny's Makeup Artistry, and that's why I'm trying to support her becoming a makeup artist. Wait, you want to record it? Become recorded. That's why I'm trying to make sure. That's why I'm trying to make sure that Gracie can go to Catholic school, and that's what I'm trying to do. How much money have I made from Poshmark so far?
And how much have you put towards our house?
I put a lot of it towards the house.
Ginger, it's $7,000 a month. How much you put towards
the majority of it? I put.
How much you put towards
the majority of it? I put towards the house.
Doing what?
Doing what I'm doing.
What? You buy more clothes.
Do you think all the money that I'm making goes back?
It doesn't go towards bills because that's what I do every month.
It doesn't go towards bills. That's
so what does it go to?
If I had the money,
what does it go towards to, Ginger?
The point was,
put it on the video. What it goes towards to? What does it go towards to?
I'm putting on the video. It goes towards what the girls need.
Like what? I bought their clothes. I bought the food.
You don't buy their clothes. You don't buy all that stuff.
What do you buy?
And I buy food too.
Yes, for you.
Not just for me. So you're saying I haven't spent any money at all in this house towards anything with my money?
I'm saying, see, you keep saying your money.
I'm asking you a question.
You keep
well,
saying
you're talking about my money from my business.
You keep saying your money from your
my
business.
Because
your money.
So
it's your money when you make it.
So it's your money when you make it. It's your money when you make it. So I have to ask you for it.
Because, Ginger, you can't balance a book.
I can't balance a checkbook?
No, you can't.
I can't?
No.
So before you, what did I do?
I don't know, Ginger. What did you do? Because that's all I do every day, 24/7. I keep this house running. It's a 24/7 job.
And thank you very much for doing that. But
really?
I don't contribute at all.
You get your nails done.
You pay for that too, right?
Imagine being a guy that goes out and kills yourself every day for a woman that's unappreciative. And it doesn't matter if you do this little sly thank you and all of this little negative stuff or whatever. The reality is that you are very, very much unappreciative because for him, most of the time, they don't even necessarily need you to contribute per se, but they want you to make the effort. They want you to be appreciative. And then they also don't want to feel like they in this by themselves. She uploaded this. And then she wound up turning off the comments before I even got a chance to react to it. But she wound up turning off the comments because the comments wasn't going the way that she thought that it would go. And what I see is a guy that is extremely exhausted from carrying somebody that's unappreciative and cannot help at all whatsoever. Contrary to popular belief, because I know that this is narrative that's going out, whether you're a young person or you're an older person like this, and apparently he's been dealing with this for a long time. And also, one of the things that she said in the caption was that this was, of course, they're going to say that he was a narcissistic, one of the most overused terms that we can ever think of. And she said that this was before she filed for divorce. Now, I also know that this guy is probably living his best life. He probably got a motorcycle now. He's probably in better health. He's probably doing 10 times better than he ever could have done. Now that he's free from tyranny. And, to think that there are guys that deal with this for decades and decades and decades. And a lot of times they deal with it because they're also making sure that they're there for their children. Because if it was just up to them, they would have been out of there a long time ago. They would have been out of there a long time ago. So a lot of guys are just tired. They're exhausted of carrying the load. And then somebody going to try to say, well, what I don't contribute to, what I don't contribute to. Guys don't need that. They don't need you to try to justify your existence. They want you to show your appreciation and then add value. And adding value is, it doesn't always have to be financial, right? But it's like what you get, are you a good steward of it? Have you learned how to balance a book? Have you been, a good helpmeet? Have you been, fruitful with the resources? Can we work together? Because, you killing him really hurts yourself. You're the beneficiary of his greatness. So if he's carrying a $7,000 a month expense to be able to keep things afloat. And all he gets in return is you talking junk or you talking about what it is that you do. It's like this is a zero-sum game. He could just completely divest himself from all of this. And then one of the things that she said in the beginning was that she was helping her daughter with the makeup, some makeup. So that means that with her makeup business or something like that, or her going to school for makeup, that would also lead me to believe that these children are grown also, which a lot of guys say when the children are younger and smaller because they want to make sure that the children are taken care of because that then becomes their pride and joy, which also leads you to a lot of guys dealing with the repercussions of not being able to, really participate in their children's life if they wind up getting a divorce. And so that's a lot of times why they stay, why they stick around. And they don't want to divest themselves from the woman. They just want the woman to do better. They just want her to get herself together. Ultimately, the woman filed for divorce. The guy does exponentially better because statistically speaking and based off of the data, men fare way better longer term, maybe not short term, but longer term after a divorce, and women often at times regret it as far as like the lifestyle and the way that they then suffer, and those become the stories that are untold when they start to do their little story times and stuff like that. But guys often at times fare better once they get divorced because they then have the opportunity to really branch out, not have to carry this anchor that's dragging them down, and then ultimately, they can become the best version of themselves. But then they've lost a form of themselves or a portion of themselves, and it takes them a little bit more time for them to rebuild and become, whatever it is that they wind up being able to enjoy for the rest of their life. But I see a woman that's incredibly unappreciative, that has a bad attitude. And how you gonna sit there and argue back and forth with a person that is carrying y'all and obviously has been carrying y'all for a long time? And this is the other side that men are very, very fearful of. They are fearful of divorce. They're fearful of a person becoming complacent. They're fearful of feeling as though they're doing it by themselves. And again, guys don't mind. Most guys that I know don't mind being a provider. They don't mind hustling. They don't mind grinding. They don't mind pushing themselves. They don't mind being the best version of themselves. They don't mind sacrificing when they know that they could be doing better, for the benefit of everybody as a whole. But you gotta give them something. You got to give them something. You can't just wake up and just be a lug. You can't just be here and that just to be the end of the conversation. You can't just be leeching and then that be the end of it. You got to give him something to work with. You're going to have to be great in some area or contributing meaningfully in some area. You're going to have to do something. And so we got this era of women that is waking up and saying everything is narcissistic. They saying that everybody is against them. For some reason, just because they're them and they woke up who they are, you're supposed to take care of them for the rest of your life. And that's just the end of the conversation. And, there's no responsibility, no accountability, no, hey, I need to be doing better. No areas for them to improve in. It's all on you 100%. And guys are over it. They tired of it. They don't want to continue to deal with it. And they fed up. And they're okay. They're realizing through conversations and examples, and this is one of the benefits and the takebacks of social media. They're realizing that, you know what? I will be okay. You know what? Maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. You know what? Let me figure this out. They're realizing that, hey, I won't die at the end of the rainbow, and I can figure out how I could be the best version of myself, maybe even without you, even though you're the one that filed for divorce. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you, and I always like to link back to the content creator because it's the right thing to do. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.